Hello my friends, I'm really excited to introduce you to this beautiful and super easy recipe that you can use even through the holidays when you have people over for a wonderful and unusual breakfast. This is tiropita, like you know the spanakopita and tiropita, the Greek ones, but this is not in the oven. This is on the stove, like as if you're doing a pancake. It's very different, but it's worth trying. The dough is few ingredients. I have two kinds of flour, bread flour and semolina, which is the durum wheat. It's very thin yellow flour. This brand is from the Mediterranean store. Touch of salt, touch of lemon, touch of olive oil and water, and that's all you need. So we have equal amounts of semolina and bread flour. I have here, the recipe is 250 grams and 250 grams. This is half of it because I already prepared the half. The only thing with this recipe, you need to mix the dough the night before, park it in the fridge, and then bring it out to room temperature, and that's when you can use it. But into that, I put a touch of salt. You add about 10 grams of salt, and I mix it. Into that, I will juice about half a lemon. So for this, I will juice a little less because it's half the amount. About a teaspoon of olive oil. And now the only thing is you rub the flour with those couple of ingredients, and let me put the water. For the amount, 500 grams, I have 300 water. I will add it all up and I will just mix it. And what I need to achieve is very, very soft dough. So I will need a little bit more. So I will start like a tablespoon at a time. I want to achieve a milky pool that this dough is sitting in. See how soft this is? Now this, as it sits, that semolina absorbs the liquid a little bit more, and it's gonna be the right texture when I'm gonna be using it. So this is the dough. Now what I do, I will wash my hands and oil them a little bit, and then pick up the dough, rub it a little bit with the olives on my hand and put it in a clean bowl, cover it and let it sit. It can sit on the counter for about 3 hours or so, and then you can put it in the fridge, or let it sit for an hour and then put it in the fridge for the next day. Now let me talk about the filling. This tiropita, I'm gonna be doing a couple of different fillings. One that is sweet, which we're gonna drizzle after with some honey. And the sweet one, I used some basket cheese. I grated it, or halloumi. If it is halloumi, you need to reduce the water. But the basket cheese, I'll show you. It's this one. It's the queso fresco. And I added into it a little fresh ricotta. That's how it looks like. Now this, I add into my grated queso, and I also zested a little lemon inside. I already did that for the sake of time, and you just mix it. This is for the sweet tiropita, and for the salty, I'm using Greek feta that I crumbled here. Don't buy the crumbled one, buy a really good quality one and crumble it yourself. I can also add a little bit of oregano in it, and that will be the salty filling. Now for the dough, as you see, this is after it has parked overnight in the fridge, and I brought it out this morning and it's sitting on my counter, so it came to room temperature. So now let's see how we assemble that. So I will wet my hands just like that, and then I'll take a little bowl from the dough, and again I will wet my hands and I will open the bowl like this. We're gonna do first the sweet one. I will put quite a bit like of cheese in the middle, just like that. And now I just pick up the dough on the side and I stretch it and cover to make it into a pouch. Stretch and cover. You make it into a pouch. Now I dip my hands in the water again and I flatten it in between my palms. Now I will put my dough in it and I will spread it until it's thin, because I want it to cook really fast. My pan is on medium. Make it as thin as you possibly can without ripping it and making the filling spill out. See how nice and golden it is? Okay. It's perfect. It's done. Let's put it on the plate. This is the sweet one. So now you just drizzle with honey. And the way to eat it, you just fold it and you go for it. Now we're gonna do the salty one. I wet my hands again. I will put the feta, which I put some oregano with it too. And then I cover. Now wet your fingers again and flatten just like that. Flatten. Now I'm ready to put it in my pan, so I put tiny bit of olive oil. I put this in, lower to medium, flatten to as flat as you possibly can get it without breaking the dough. Time to flip. See how nice and beautiful it is? Let it cook on the other side, and this is gonna be the salty. And believe it or not, even on the salty, the Greeks drizzle a little bit honey too. And you're not gonna understand how well that goes as well. Not as much as I did for the sweet, but it goes pretty well. Okay, this is done. It's all cooked, all done, cooked, and ready to be devoured. I'll put it near the other one since we eat it with honey anyways. This is the salty and this is the sweet. Okay, my friends, now I'm gonna just rely on you to try this recipe because it is not one that you should skip. Try it and tell me what you think. It's really easy and it's different and it's so delicious. It gathers family together around a breakfast table. So if you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know what you think. Enjoy!